We'll get to Brad in a minute here. Okay, well,
Right.
it is spelling bee season, everyone, just so you know. Since 1925, American kids have participated in the spelling bee, which, as you know, is this time of year. All over the United States, Guam, DC, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands. In the last year, it took 15 rounds for Deb Shaw of Florida to become the champion by correctly spelling the word, which I am going to mispronounce, Samophile, an organism that prefers to thrive in sandy soils or areas. The winning word in 1925 was gladiolus. I think it's gotten harder over the years, at least it appears to be to me. Is Steve on the phone? No.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Steve. Yep. Why don't you introduce Brad to us?
All right. Is Brad on? I'm on my phone.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, Brad. Hi, Brad. Hey, everybody. I wanted to introduce you to Brad Cooper. So Brad Cooper is not spelled like the movie star Brad Cooper. It's spelled Kupper.
Sorry to disappoint.
And Brad is our newest member. He sought out Kiwanis and is very interested in being part of our organization to participate in service to the community and the betterment, especially, I think, of downtown. He has a long career in the building materials industry and has also been an interim executive director of a downtown nonprofit that I'll let him tell you a little bit about. It was a therapy dog program. But with that, I'll just turn it over to Brad. And Brad, introduce yourself to everybody.
Thanks, Steve. I've enjoyed the conversations the last few weeks and talking to Kelly, and enjoyed the lunch at the beginning of last week. And I always really enjoyed that. And as Steve mentioned, I've worked with Marshall Building Specialties, and I'm a drive-it sales representative, but I've got other construction and building products sales backgrounds over the last several years. So that's my career. And as Steve mentioned, and at some point, not right now, you know, in the interim, it may be interesting for the group Kiwanis to learn a little bit more about Pause and Think. Is a group that I've been involved with and was a director and a board member. Do therapy dog work of kids reading to dogs, going to hospitals, schools, those types of things, and also have a program at the Juvenile Detention Center where the kids come in and learn to train dogs from Indianapolis Animal Care and Control to make them more adoptable. So that's the background I've had. So I've had experience as a board member, you know, and as an interim director for a few years in the nonprofit world, in addition to my business background, but excited to be a part of the group. As Steve mentioned, I reached out to him just to be involved, you know, with a group that focuses on the benefits and the promoting Indianapolis and the good things that are happening in the community at times. And Steve and I kind of shared some light thoughts about this, that there's so much negativity that sometimes you see in the news or out and about the city. And I've been not a total lifelong resident of Indianapolis, but been here for 40 plus years, and just want to promote the good things and be a part of that instead of, you know, focusing on the negatives, which we all see, unfortunately, too much. But there's a lot of great people like yourselves that do a lot of good in the community. So that's what led me to Kiwanis, and I'm excited to be a part of the group and contribute where I can. So
well, it sounds like you are right up our alley, especially working with kids with the foundation, because we're all about kids. So we welcome you and welcome you to all the activities that we do. Hope you sign up to be on committees. I'm sure some of the committee chairs will be contacting you to see if your interest being on Abe Lincoln or one of the football or basketball programs, etc. So welcome aboard. We appreciate you being here.
thank you.
Wendy, are you on? Can you tell us an update on Abe Lincoln?
Hi, yes, I am on. Abe Lincoln is just working very hard, not only on next year's event, which is the 50th anniversary, but also working on various ways we can make this project viable for the future and make sure that it is a lasting legacy. We are actively looking for great new members. So welcome, Brad. I'll be reaching out to you personally. And not only that, but also to help you get oriented to the club, period. But we will be having a meeting of Abe Lincoln June 22nd at the Kiwanis office at the Pyramids, thanks to Laura being our host. So stay tuned for some more information. But if you are interested in joining the committee, whether it is to work with behind the scenes or for the luncheon event itself, please let me know. Thank you.
We always can use more people on committees, so thank you. Roger, can you give us an update? You talked a little bit before we started about the adaptive bikes and where we are with that, and who we've got in the pipeline for receiving.
Sure. We've got 2 young folks right now we're trying to buy bikes for. The first one's Maya. She's a 4-year-old girl. Has trouble with flexibility and such. So she's got we've ordered her a tricycle, just like the one she uses at PT at Riley for her exercises. Her mom says this is the only thing that'll get her out and get her going in the summer. So we're excited about that. It's on back order. It's expected not till mid-July, I believe. But that one's still on waiting. Another fellow who was involved in 2017, the club and foundation gave him a bike. His name was Holden. He's got a skin disease, and he's I think 12 years old now, or no, 17, excuse me. And he's got skin disease, so his skin does not grow with his body. So his mom says he's got scar tissue pretty much over all of his body. So it limits his flexibility and reach. He can't hardly speak because his mouth is so tight. So we've ordered him a bike, or we're getting ready to order, just finalizing dimensions with the parents to make sure we get the right size for the kid. That one should be here within 15 days. That one's made in the US. So both of these kids are really excited. And one of the neat things is that the Holden that we gave the bike to in 2017, I think Tom Dunham was involved with that process. We've got the bike back, or the trike, and I'm gonna see if Maya can fit that until her bike comes in, and then we'll have a kind of a spare tricycle for the next person of the right size that may come along. But these things are getting quite expensive. I think 2017, the trike we bought for Holden was just over $1,000. Ellie, correct me if I'm wrong. Now that same bike's $2,850. So the price of these things have gone up immensely. So we're waiting on this, and when people are in this position, Holden's family had a fire at their home right before Memorial Weekend. It was in their electrical panel. The dad was at home, so he was able to get it put out, but smoke filled the house. So they had to leave and get clean. So they're not even back home yet to try this tricycle for Maya. So that's where we're at. Appreciate Tom Dunham and Bill DuBois supporting this program, plus our foundation. And we're looking forward to the next one. But if anybody wants to get involved with this, let me know. It's been dead for a few years because of the COVID, I guess, and people are starting to react again. So maybe there's some more opportunities for us. So that kind of completes my report.
Okay, thank you, Roger, and thank you, Tom and Bill, for always stepping up to the plate financially to support this program. You've been doing it for years, and we certainly appreciate it. Laura, would you like to introduce Angela to us? Is Laura? Great.
Yeah. Yeah, so I had the pleasure of working with Angela at Pack Away Hunger last week, and it was a really great experience. Walked in, and she had everything ready to go, all of the stations set up, and the students arrived a half an hour early. So it was amazing that she had it all ready to go. And I mean, they got to work immediately, and she was giving out orders and telling people what to do. And they just started working. It was awesome. So, um, you know, I don't want to speak for you, Angela. I'd love to hear a little bit more from your perspective, but as a volunteer, I'd totally recommend it to you all. Next time we can do an event where it's kind of relaxing, packing the meals and being able to do that. So, Angela, do you want to say a little bit about the impact?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for the introduction. First of all, Laura, such a glowing review. I can never be mad about. So just to give you guys a little bit of background, if you didn't know what we were doing, we did do a meal packing event with the Circle City Believe High School that's located in downtown Indianapolis. And so we partnered with them to provide hunger education and also to pack meals for our local community. So we actually have when we went to the school, we went to the school back in March, we actually provided a hunger education program. And so through this hunger education program, we taught to the kids about hunger, about food insecurity, food deserts, and kind of giving them an overview of what hunger looks like, which a lot of these kids already know. And so kind of getting a little bit deeper into it was very interesting to see their responses. We ended up packing about 13,000 meals back in March. And so we brought them back last week to pack the remaining 17,000 meals. So in total, they packed just about 30,000 meals just this year. I did pull some numbers from previous years. And so we did pack through Circle City. We've packed 81,000 meals and engaged over 400 students in hunger education. And we couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you so much for your donation. It was so appreciative to be able to give these students this experience and this service opportunity, especially because a lot of these kids have experienced homelessness, have experienced food insecurity, and so they understand a little bit more deeply than some other students that we engage. In general, though, we do engage about 2,000 students yearly in about 12 to 15 different schools. So we're always looking for more opportunities and more schools to engage with and more students to teach more about hunger. So, but we're just so thankful for you guys. Thank you so much to the Kiwanis Foundation for giving us the grant because it made a huge impact in our community.
So I'm sorry, maybe you said this, how many schools do you impact?
So we engage about 10 to 15 schools depending on the year right now. This is as little as elementary schools to high schools. So we do all ages, and our hunger education is we tailor our hunger education based on the ages of the students. So for elementary school students, it's a little bit about what hunger is, what it feels like, and how it affects people. And while older students, like the high school, we talk about like food deserts and something like a little bit higher level to the food system, justice systems, and so on.
And is this breakfast or lunch or just lunch at schools or what?
So it says we don't feed them. We're actually packing here. I actually got one right in front of me. We pack these rice and soy meals. Sorry, they blurred the background. Doesn't like that. So we pack these rice and soy meals right here. They're just a lot of dehydrated food that we send out locally and abroad. So when we pack with the Circle City Believe, these meals are going to stay local. So they'll most likely go to Gleaners or Midwest Food Bank.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Questions
you
for
also
Angela?
provide some of those. You also provide some of those meals to communities kind of around the globe, don't you? That's
Yeah,
still part of your.
Absolutely. So I say about 50 to 50. So 50% of our meals do stay local. So they go to Gleaners, they go to Midwest, they go to some backpack programs. I always like to say, if you want some food to feed people, I'm more than happy to give it to you. And then about the other half do go international. So I just sent a whole container to Guatemala. We go to Ukraine. We go anywhere the need is and anywhere I can get food to.
Great. It sounds like a great program. We saw pictures of it, and it sounds like everybody had a lot of fun. And thank you for coming and sharing with us all about what you provide for children. We appreciate it.
And thank you guys again so much for the funding. Couldn't do it without it. I always like to say I wish I could just pack as many meals as I had volunteers for, but fortunately I can't afford the ingredients. So thank you guys so much for your help.
Oh, well, thank you for all you do, Angela. Our speaker today is sick and can't talk. So we're just going to have the rest of the announcements, and then this is going to be a short meeting. So next Thursday, we're on Zoom to learn about Spencer Pride, Spencer, Indiana, in Owen County, the smallest city in the U.S. with a Pride Community Center. Filmmaker Mitch Teplitsky, I hope I sounded that right, has made a short documentary about their story and to help to put the spotlight on the surprising and positive initiative in rural Indiana. We're also going to hear from Claude McNeil Productions to share about the $5,000 grant to the ACT Out Social Issue Theater Youth Prevention Program. That's a long one. On the 13th, we don't have a meeting because the Strawberry Fest downtown, you couldn't get to the Columbia Club if you tried. So join us on June 11th for the social supper at Murphy's at Flynn's on Allisonville Road. If you want to come, shoot me an email or a text and let me know that you're coming. It should be fun, and let me know by Sunday if you can, so I can make sure the reservations are right. And then on June 17th is the lunch bunch at Iozo's, as always. And as always, you really get a great meal. On the 20th, we're back at the Columbia Club for Taylor Schaefer with Downtown Indy to recap Boys and Girls Club of Indy about the 2023 grant for the Wheeler Dow swimming program. On the 27th, we will hear from Andy Woodbell about positive and adverse childhood experiences on Zoom. If you would like to visit the Indy Kiwanis website for upcoming programs, just go to the homepage and upcoming events. As you know, we're still rebuilding our website, so contact information, etc., may have changed. So you may want to look up and make sure that what we've got down there is right to ensure you receive your updates. Make sure your email's right. Don't forget to send your semi-annual dues if you opted for split your payment into two payments. So here we go. We're at the end so fast, so it's time for a pun. I've trained to be a kickboxer. It has opened a lot of doors for me. That's all, folks. It's pretty sad. All right, and with that, unless anyone else has any other announcements. Okay, well, go ahead.
I could give a quick update about Perry Meridian High School.
Oh, great.
Exciting news for them. I don't know if anybody in this call knows, but we have 2 students who are able to go to the International Convention in Atlanta this July. And it's all thanks to the support from this club's foundation. So these 2 students wouldn't be able to do it without that financial support. They already work part-time jobs, and that's just to support themselves, their families. So that's a great great achievement, I think. The last time that we had somebody from our club go to the International Convention was Elizabeth Lynn, past lieutenant governor. And that was probably, it was over 5 years ago. So maybe 8 years ago or so. So we're way overdue. This makes a huge impact on the students and the club. So they'll bring back great ideas, enthusiasm, and they'll pass that along to the club. And then hopefully in the future, we have even greater involvement. And the students realize that it's an international organization, and they grow in that. So they're both board members. Thanks, Kelly, for showing the photo, because Haley is there on the left in the front row. She's the board's webmaster, the district board's webmaster. And then Love Swayze is the one she's pointing to there. She's our Rose Division Lieutenant Governor. They're both doing a phenomenal job in their offices. And, this is part of one of the achievements that they can do to be recognized at the end of their term as distinguished or outstanding board members. So that checks a box for them, not only just in their award, but also to represent the club. They'll be voting delegates as well. So great excitement behind that. So I just wanted to share that. Another bit of news from the club. We just had an end of the year celebration, and that was a lot of fun. The students put that together. They did a great job with their celebration, with recognition as well. They recognized the outstanding club members and all their achievements. And we have 4 seniors graduating from the club board. So it's a little bittersweet, but that's what's supposed to happen. I guess the bitter part here, the less sweet part, is that our faculty advisor, Kim Peters, she has been a faculty advisor for probably over 8 years or so. An amazing, outstanding advisor. The club is, over 100 members going strong because of her, basically. The board, that she works with does an amazing job because of her. The good news is that she's moving to a middle school in Perry Township. She's super excited about starting a builders club. So we'll let her get her feet on the ground there before encouraging her to start up a club, but she's wanting to stay in the Kiwanis family and keep that impact going. So I'm wishing her the best of luck. And we have a faculty advisor who's taking over, Melanie Gonzalez. She's all definitely going to take the torch and keep going, keep this club strong. So just a bit of news from the Perry Meridian Key Club.
Thank you, and we're excited that they'll be able to go to the international convention.
Yes,
It will be something that they will remember their whole lives, hopefully. So thank you very much. Does anyone else have any other announcements or information they need to share? Roger?
I'll add on with Laura on the SLPs. As you all know, Shortridge had their annual closeout. They started a community closet, which they're going to submit for a award with the district. They're going strong. I think Laura mentioned Sweet Knight is the lieutenant governor for Rose Division, and she's from Shortridge. You see these kids, we're in great hands. But it was really neat at the meeting. Greg Silver, who's an old Key Club guy at Shortridge, was able to come and speak a little bit, but he also brought Judy O'Bannon, and she was wonderful. Did a great little speech for the kids. They all were intently listening. I was behind them all, and they were paying extreme attention to what she was saying, and they were great words. So that was a neat event, and Greg loves this stuff. Out in the audience today, who else was in Key Clubs when you were in high school? I know Tom, Eubank.
I was.
Anybody else?
I noticed in the paper yesterday that Wayne Rockwell died. He was a longtime member of the club. Said he was 89 years old.
I did not know him, but sure some of the other folks did.
Yeah.
Hate to lose any of them. So along the SLP lines, we got Shortridge High School. I'm meeting this week or next week with a fellow from Tech High School. He's wanting to have a Key Club. He's a girls track coach, and he's also a math teacher there at Tech. He was a Kiwanis member. I think he said Fisher, so I may be wrong. Years ago, but has moved and living down here. So I'm trying to get him into our club, get him interested. But that's something we're trying to do. And then there's 2 builders clubs I've mentioned earlier at TC Howe Middle School. Once going to open a builders club, and Henry Longfellow Middle School in Fountain Square area. Michael, you may know where that one is. But they are extremely excited about getting one open. And the nice thing there is the faculty advisor is a lady that's been doing it at Harshman. She got moved. She's with Bonner Group. So she's now there. So she's got familiarity with what's going on. So that'll be a pretty easy transition. But both of these new ones and the tech, all the principals are strongly behind it. There's a new principal at Shortridge. And I was teasing her. I said, I think you really ought to join our club. And she goes, I will. So we've got to get her an application and really talk to her about what this is. Maybe have to get Steve involved. He's our connoisseur on the swaying people, right, Brad? He talked you into it.
Yeah. Thank you, Roger. Always
Yeah.
good to hear about the SLPs and what they're doing and achieving.
And
Anything else for the good
Lou,
of the
also
cause?
Mary.
Yeah.
Lou has been on this group for a long time. We're kind of following his lead, Laura and I. But there's room for other members on this club. This group, we've got an SLP group. We're trying to work together to put some standardization so we're all operating the same. We all understand how we proceed with, because it's a confusing environment sometimes, stepping into this and not being in it before. It's tough. So anybody like to join, let us know. Me or Laura or Lou. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger.
I'm gonna piggyback on Roger's invitation to pull a chair up to the table. If anyone on this call or listening to the recording is interested in joining either the club or the foundation board, or just as importantly, recognize somebody's talents that we could use on the board, please let me know in the coming days. I'd love to have a conversation about what it looks like, how we've streamlined the commitments. The board meetings themselves are less frequent, more focused, more productive. And yeah, we always have room at the table for new ideas, returning ideas, and all of that. So I would love to have that conversation. Thank you.
Another opportunity to serve. All right. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Right.